is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranley Place, where I'm posting content on scarf style, knot tutorials, and more. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to be notified of new videos, which I'm publishing weekly. If you saw my last episode, I talked about some of this season's scarves from Hermès that I think could be future grails. In today's video, I'll talk about my top picks for the season, which don't necessarily coincide with the scarves I covered last week. Why? Well, I'm not a reseller, so my philosophy is that whatever I bring into my collection needs to be right for me, and not something I buy because I think other people will like it or want it. That said, now that I've had time and perspective to get over the initial reaction of wanting them all, here are my top picks from the Spring-Summer 2022 Hermès Scarf Collection. Let's get started. From the men's side of the house, this 65 centimeter scarf is a silk and cotton blend made in Italy by an unnamed artist. It's a bit smaller, obviously, than the usual 90 by 90s, which are a mainstay in my collection. But what attracted me right away was first the design and then the colorways. You can see the design itself is asymmetrical, with a floral abstract on one side and a scatter of H's on the other. Look closely and you'll also notice that the square-ish border looks like it's been freehand painted. I've seen this in at least 6 colorways and especially love the yellow-green options, which feel very spring and summer to me. I do plan on making a tutorial on tying 65s since it seems like one of those in-between sizes, so keep an eye on the channel if you're considering this one. Clément Balcon is a graduate of the École Nationale Supérieure des Beaux-Arts in Paris, and he has become known for his unique technique of redrawing carefully selected photographs with colored pencils. The quadrichromatic effect results from a 4-colored print process involving signature dots, pointillist style, which adds a pop touch to the design. The interesting patterns become more obvious in the mod shots. I wouldn't refuse any of these colorways as a gift, but for now I'm leaning towards the pink and yellow one. Another finalist from the Grand Prix du Carré Hermès competition launched in 2019, Viktor Hachmang is a Dutch designer, illustrator, and experimental comics artist. While he originally studied graphic design at the Royal Academy in The Hague, his style gradually moved into visual storytelling and illustration. According to interviews, he finds main inspiration in ukiyo-e and the European ligne claire tradition of comic strips. This design is from the men's collection as well and mixes the modernity of Belgian comics from the 1950s with the refinement of Japanese prints. I love the lines of the motorcycle and rider, as well as the neon lettering in the background, spelling out Hermès in Greek, Latin, Russian, or Thai letters. Notably, this design is available as a 140 cashmere scarf in at least 5 colorways, all of which have contrast hems, and as a 45 centimeter silk twill pocket square size in some different colorways from the GMs. Again, loving the contrast hems, even on the petite scarf. This scarf by Pierre is available as both a 70 centimeter silk twill and a twilly, like the house has done with several designs this season. Hermès fans will immediately recognize Marie's singular style with the interlacing ribbons and whimsical theme of Carré Volants, or flying scarves, taking an array of damsels on their adventures. I love these patterned hems, but am waiting to see if I can find the 70 in some of the colorways that the Twilly comes in. We'll see what happens, but I am so charmed by this one. Here's one of the scarves that I spoke about last week as a potential grail, but that is not the reason why it's on my list of top picks this season. By Parisian-based French illustrator, director, publisher, and producer Hugo Bienvenu, Hermès on the Beach is one I started looking for shortly after the new year because I fell in love with the illustration. This design has so much going on in it, which may not be for everyone, but for me was part of the attraction because it will make for a lot of variation just based on how you fold and tie it. Most of the colorways I've seen have contrast hems, which I view as a bonus. As I mentioned, I've been looking for this since January and finally got my hands on my preferred colorway. I'll do an unboxing video in the coming weeks and we can share notes if you've already acquired this scarf. I got my first double-faced scarf last year from the men's collection and have been looking to add another one to my closet. There are so many beautiful options, but I keep coming back to this one, which is a reprise of a design originally conceived in 1984. A testament to man's dreams of taking flight, starting with Leonardo da Vinci in the 15th century through the Industrial Revolution, Dubigeon features flying machines from scientific to eccentric, such as hot air balloons, airships, flying ships, and more. As I've mentioned before, there really is no wrong side with these double-faced scarves, and with this design, I especially love the color gradation on the edges. Somehow, it reminds me of sherbet. While the US website doesn't yet have all the colorways, I am especially interested in this Vert Almond Rouge one. The Cashmere Giant Triangle is another format that is relatively new to my collection. Being half a CSGM cut on the diagonal, I love how lightweight it is, and obviously you get the benefit of its larger size for styling possibilities. Fleurs et Papillons de Tissu is another one I keep coming back to. It's a reprise of Christine Henry's 2013 design, inspired by the collections of the Lyon Museum of Fabrics and Decorative Arts. From Coptic tapestries, Ottoman fabrics from the 16th century, Lyon silks, 18th century Indian fabrics, and Japanese kimonos, this design seamlessly fuses these influences in a pattern resembling a mosaic of flowers. Add to the fact that I surprisingly don't have any scarves by Christine Henry in my collection, this giant triangle is definitely on my list for the season. This design by Christiane Vauzelles was originally intended as a beach towel and is available in multiple formats this season, including a cashmere 140, a silk twill muffler, and a twill up. The one I'm interested in, however, is this delicate mousseline version. You can see the subtle variations in all four corners, and I love that the borders on each side are a different colorway. I've only seen this in 2 colorways so far and would choose this orange, pink, and violet version. I know some of you may be wondering why some of the potential grail designs I talked about last week aren't among my top picks. In some cases, my answer is very simple. For example, the Premier Chant and Hermès story, well, my favorites are the blue colorways, and I am earnestly trying not to bring more blue into my collection. We'll see how that works out over the long term, but for now, unless I feel strongly about another colorway, which I don't at the moment, I will likely pass. In other cases, I like too many of the colorways and don't have the budget or desire to collect them all, so I hold off until I can figure out what's next. Everyone is different, but these are certainly factors that influence my decisions. So there you have it, my top picks from the Spring-Summer 2022 Scarf Collection by Hermès. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and let me know what you think in the comments. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf reviews, knot tutorials, and more, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time!